Hello Animorphs fans and welcome back to the Animorphs Reviews YouTube channel. Today we're looking at the results of the quarter-final of the Animorphs Books Knockout competition. Things are going sort of as you'd expected now. We've had some weird results in the past, but I think this time we can all agree that the results reflect probably what would be expected. So let's go through the results from the quarterfinals. Firstly, now this was the one where I said we might see a surprise. How wrong I was. The Resistance absolutely pummeled. Alternamos won the first journey 96-4. This is the one where I thought the Resistance has performed really poorly throughout, but here it's just absolutely obliterated Alternamos 1. So Alternamos 1 goes through to the losers semi-final. The Separation versus the Escape. No surprise, the Escape won with 76% of the vote, which means that the Separation goes through to the losers semi-finals. Now, this one, the Weakness, won, unfortunately. It beat Alternamos to the next passage relatively comfortably, 65-35. It's funny how many Rachel books there are. I mean, the last losers quarterfinal also had a Rachel book. A lot of Rachel books, which I frankly would agree with. She had the worst books of the series. The Weakness doesn't go through to losers semi-final, but The Journey does. It lost 92-8 against The Secret. Not a surprising result. So, in the losers semi-final draw, we've got both Alternamos books and two Rachel books. The Separation, book 32, and book 42, The Journey. All four of these, I'm not too surprised to see them at this stage. Not really that surprised at all. I thought the next passage, out of all of these, the next passage is the best book. Out of all of these. The worst one is probably The Journey. That's my opinion. Let's see how they line up for the semi-finals. Let's generate a draw. It's Alternamorphs. One of them is going to not be the worst book, guaranteed. Alternamos 1 versus Alternamos 2 in the losers semi-final, and then the two Rachel books. So in the final, we're going to have an Alternamos versus a Rachel book. So whichever one wins out of the Separation and the Journey. Out of these, my predictions, I think Alternamos 2 will prove the most popular out of the Alternamos books, which means that Alternamos 1 would be in the final. And out of these two, I think, personally, I think The Separation was the better book. Which one do I think that you would prefer? Oh, it's a toughie. It really is a toughie. I think The Separation's got a worse reputation. Then again, the Helmicron books both have bad reputations. I think The Journey might win, as in it will get more votes. It will be favoured by the community, which would mean The Separation will go through to the final. I think it would be close, though. I think it would be close. So I predict that the losers' final will be Alternamos 1 versus The Separation. That's my prediction for that. Let's have a look at the winners. For the most popular book, it was the Elmer's Chronicles versus Visser. The Visser Chronicles, 60-40 in favour of Visser. Am I surprised?
That's a lie.
It could have gone either way, personally. So Visser goes through to the winners' semi-final. Thank God the Illusion was trounced by the Departure. Not a surprise, and justice is finally served to the Illusion, which I really didn't like. I thought it was a really bad book. Thankfully, the Departure goes through to the winners' semi-final. The Discovery versus the Message was a draw. Again, I'm not surprised. I think every result we've seen today is not surprising. These ones being close, yeah, I think that's absolutely fair. Which means that the one I voted for loses a point, and the one I voted for was The Message. So The Message drops out at this stage, which means book 20, The Discovery, goes through to the winners' semi-final. And the last one was The Capture versus The Pretender. And that means that the other Tobias book has dropped out here. 69, Giggity, against 31 in favour of The Capture. number 6, The Capture, where Jake gets yerked. And that's our last Into the Winners semi-final. So Visser, The Capture, The Departure, The Discovery. Strong books, I think. Overall, if I were to say, oh, what were the fans' most popular books, I'd probably say The Andalite Chronicles, The Change, The Predator. Ooh, what was the other one I wanted to put in there? I think those 3 definitely. So not one of those is in there, but they're still strong books, and I'm not surprised The Departure is there. The Attack as well would be one I'd possibly put in there. But yeah, a strong selection of books. I think out of these 4, it's going to be between Visser and The Departure. Probably The Departure. I suspect that one is going to be the eventual winner, but we'll see. How do they line up in the draw? Visser versus Book 20, The Discovery, and Book 6, The Capture, versus Book 19, The Departure. Yeah, I think Visser's going to win, and I think The Departure's going to win, which will put them both in the final. And that will be an interesting one. So, those are our semi-finals. If you go onto the Animorphs Reviews page and go into the community tab, that's where you'll find all of these polls, and you can cast your votes right now. As soon as you've seen this video, those polls will be up. Thank you everyone, by the way, for supporting the channel. Up to 679 subscribers now. It's going up nice and steadily. I hope you're enjoying the content. It's an absolute blast doing this. It's just, well, it's a nice little hobby, you know. And being a fan fiction writer, what I'm doing on the channel now is beneficial to me because I want to know everything so I get things right. So the analysis series which I'm doing at the moment, I'm quite enjoying doing. It's a fair bit of research and it's easy to miss stuff. It's a nice little challenge and I hope you're enjoying it. I'm going to cover basically everything. There's going to be some Annie theories in there as well as top 10 lists and stuff like that. I'm going to do a top 10 times the Animorphs stole a craft, an aircraft of some variety, or spacecraft, because they did that an awful lot. So I think for a fun little video, we'll do that. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Go cast your votes. We're nearly at the end of this now to find the favourite and the least favourite book of the Animorphs series, according to you, the viewers of this channel. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Ta-ra!